Hello, hello, hello. We are
Hello.
back again for another splendid episode of the Big Mouth Media podcast. And we're going to be chopping it up about several things in the film and the music industry and live with yours truly, Jacob Tunez, your baby mama's favorite radio host. So, today I have a special guest, but she needs no introduction, really. You know, she's definitely coming to a city near you, and she's all through the metro, the capital of, South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina. So, without further ado, I'll let her introduce herself so you can get familiar with who she is and what she brings to the table in the entertainment world.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for having me on the show, Jacob. I'm excited to be on your show. My name is LaTasha Reaves. Um, I am known by quite a few as Lady John Ray, but only recently have I acquired a new name that is befitting of me called She Diddy. It's spelled exactly the way it's said. She, Shediddy. I entered the music arena around July of this year. I've been kind of dabbling in it, but now I'm doing a little more. I'm writing, producing, arranging music, and placing vocals um, on my own tracks. I've done a few for other people, but it's been a journey to do it for myself, to say the least, especially now. I'm also an author. You can find some of my work on Amazon, um, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, or pretty much any bookstore you can find my book. A few of the books that I have out now. My first ever book was called Empire Defiance. That is everywhere. My next book was self-published, and that was Mere Imperfections, which has been, it seems like the platform for everything, or the springboard for everything that is happening now, starting with Mere Imperfections, leading up into a new project that's coming out soon, releasing in November, and I'm excited about that. I'm also a model, and that's my model name is Lady Jean Ray. You can find me on all social medias, from Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. I'm on all of that.
Well, she said she everywhere. Go find her. You know, you won't be disappointed. You will definitely be motivated and elevated. Once you find out who she is and what she brings to the table. So we're going to talk about some interesting topics when it comes, to music and film, or film and music, however you want to say it. So we're going to talk about the modeling aspect first of the entertainment business. And how do one get into the modeling business, and what do they need to be in the modeling business? So how does that work when somebody first want to enter that business of being a model or becoming a model? What's the process of doing so?
It's multiple ways of entering modeling. One,
Okay.
you got to determine whether you want to be, whether you're self sufficient enough to do it on your own and be an independent model. That's where you're managing yourself, you're handling your schedule, you're booking, scheduling everything, making sure your clothing is together, whatever is needed. That takes a lot of work. And a lot
Hmm.
of people are not ready for that level of work when they're entering. Then you have the models that enter under management, where they have an agent or a model agency. So you determine whether you want a manager or you want to go up on an agency. But to come into the modeling world, you got to have some thick skin. You got to have thick skin because it's very cutthroat. What they want is what they want, and they're not going to bend on anything else. So choosing what path you want to take in the modeling world is the number one role and entering modeling. Know that you may not be what they're looking for all the time. But another thing is, just to enter that world, you have to have a portfolio. They need to see some work from you. They need to see a headshot. You need to know what the basics are in being a part of this world. Headshots, quarter shots, quarter body, full body. Um, you need to know what's required when you actually have to do a model portfolio. And that's the basics. They need to see your face. And when you're doing your portfolio, you got to choose, make sure you're in model mode. You'll hear a lot of people say model mode. And that's different than just being a Instagram, a selfie, everything. You have a level of seriousness that you got to take with entering into modeling, and know that your portfolio is your door to everything, along with having a runway video of your walk, because that's one of the main things they want to see. Even if you're doing advertising, promotional, they want to see it because they want to see how their product may or may not look on you. And they may actually open doors for other areas for you as well. You just may not be a runway model. But once you get that portfolio done, your next step is to figure out what type of model you want to be, what you will and won't do within the modeling arena, whether you want to do runway, whether you want to do promotional, advertising, whether you want to do high fashion, whether you want to do um, full nudity, whether you want to do implied nudity, whether you want to do promotional only, commercial. You just have to sit down and figure out your values and what you will and are willing to do or will not do. And once you do that, stick to it, because there are
Mhm.
going to be a lot of times they're going to push you to do it. I've went through that where I didn't get bookings because I didn't want to budge on my values, because that's not what I wanted to do. Did it hurt? Yes. But do I feel better about myself? Most definitely, because what I put out, I respect it, because that's me. I'm representing
Mhm.
the company. I'm representing my brand, because as you step out, you are a brand.
Mhm. Right. So when you said the modeling world can be cutthroat, so you know I was gonna ask you, and so
Mhm.
we're gonna get into this cutthroatness. As P Diddy would say, no bitch assness. So, so
Yeah, you'll say
yeah,
that.
yeah. So we're gonna get into the cutthroat industry of the modeling world. So,
Mhm.
what did you mean by it can be very cutthroat? For those that don't know, who may be trying to enter that world, what is your warning for them when they enter that world when it comes to the cutthroat, the snakes, and the people who are not who they say they are, and the people who just want something for nothing. What I mean, want something for nothing. They want your time. They want you to do this, that, do that, and the third, but they don't want to sign paperwork. They don't want to pay no money. Like they don't have the document notarized, and they
Keep
just
going, keep going, keep going. You missing
hey,
some few
well,
things. Keep going.
I'm going to let you get into that, but that's just for a starter. So let's go ahead and talk about the cut though, because I'm pretty sure that you have had some experiences, and so we would like for you to share them. Real talk.
Okay. Oh yes, on different levels, there is something. It's not just. It is real cutthroat, because you'll go into an audition and you're all black or white top, blue jean bottoms, whatever they say for the casting, and you may go with a friend of yours. You get picked and she don't, or she get picked and you don't, and they referred you to it, and then you lose friends in this area because your shape. You all may be shaped the same, but she just may have that it factor that they want. And there's no other way to explain it. She may just look a certain way. She may smile a certain way. She may actually pose a certain way. Or she just may have wowed them on her walk. You have to find your it factor. Everybody has it. Some have eyes, some have a smile, some have that picturestic pose where they look like they just beautiful. It doesn't matter what you do. They may have the hair that they're looking for and nothing else. Because makeup can make anybody. Hold up. Let me stop. Right there. Makeup can enhance beauty. Because that's what it's supposed to be, enhancement.
Well,
Jacob, we're gonna leave it there. It's an enhancement.
you
You're
know
not
what?
gonna go where you gotta go. Because then
Well,
I want to still have some of my friends too when I get up
well. So you saying somebody may invite you to a casting call and
there.
you get and they don't. So
Right, that's one instant.
so the whole object of if I invite you to a casting call, then it should register in someone's mind that this person may get picked and not me because that person maybe have those accolades and those qualities that that particular runway coach or that particular photographer or that particular designer
Mhm.
or that particular film directors, because a lot of film directors sit in on model casting calls as well. So
Yes.
with that being said, how does that work? What type of friendship is that, or what type of bond is that if they're gonna get mad and act some type of way? So who are we fooling with? Did we not see this in someone's character already? Like, so who is that person?
That's the question that you find out in the modeling world. Sometimes you find out you have a wolf in sheep clothing pretending to be your friend, your bestie. And you find out a
Mhm.
lot of those in the particular arena. And I don't want to stake on that. But you tend to meet and learn people in there because they'll support you up until you reach a certain plateau. And once you
Mhm.
reach that plateau, then people have their box that they put you in, I'm going to say,
Mhm.
where, wait a minute, you're supposed to be a petite model, but they say you're a standard model. But in your mind, you're a petite model.
So what's the
Not
difference
based
between
on,
the standard? So okay, I'm glad you said that. And now we're getting somewhere. This is getting really interesting. When it comes to how you females, see yourself, how you go at one another, how you females, play the background, or somebody can play the spotlight, and the person in the background, the photographer or the film director or the runway coach, want to put them in the spotlight, and then the person that would normally be in the spotlight is angry. So
so
let's
yeah.
let, let's talk about the petite model and the standard model. So let's explain the two and explain how they differ.
Size wise, petites generally are under 5'5". They don't generally
Mhm.
get picked. Normally, they're looking for models 5'6" and up, size 4 and under. They'll take 5 and 6, but they want you small because it's less fabric, less time, and less they have to do.
So
It's just putting it
when you
simply. That's what they want when they're coming in. Designers want
mm,
something easy they can slide on, slip on, look cute. But with the
okay,
change of the times, they're wanting to have somebody curvy. But there is a
so
difference between curvy.
they just make the shorter models feel like they have no business being there. I would per se. I would say because you said if you're not over 5'5", then normally you won't get looked at. So
Not unless it's on
so
the casting. You won't get the job.
so that's why you see a lot of models that's 5'5" and under. That's why you see them do print work and commercial work and things of that nature.
Generally,
But
yeah, because runway, they want length. And a lot of times when you're 5'6", 5'7", you have long legs. So on the runway, in fabric, it flows, it looks elegant, or it really sets the mode in motion on a runway. Because to see those long legs, the long lean legs going down the runway, in a garment or a jacket
Mhm.
or some heels, it really looks good because those inches that they ask us to wear, 3 inches and up, it really makes us stand up. So the garment really stands up. So you really become the hanger for the garment and the designer's look.
And so, but what happens when the photographer or the runway coach or the modeling coach see the shorter model that they didn't pick, but see the shorter model getting all these advertising gigs, these print gigs, these commercial gigs, and just see them blow up out of nowhere. So, do they come back to that model that wasn't over 5'5" and try to work with them? Did they stick their foot in their mouth, or how does that work?
And with the shows and everything, they have their set height.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that model is killer on the runway or not, they're still not going to book them. Now, would they
Mm-hmm.
book them for a magazine cover? Yes, because them angles can make even the shortest person look long
Mm-hmm.
if you angle them right. If you put them on the right heels, they'll look killer. The petite models really can kill it, same
Mm-hmm.
as our plus models can kill it too. They
Mm-hmm.
are gorgeous too.
Mm. So, what would you call the standard model? So, what you know what
You
what
causing trouble.
what does the standard model fit in today's modeling world, and why is she so standard? Like, is that just ordinary, regular, but no extra extraordinary? So do they feel left out? Are they mentally and emotionally kind of disbarred from going further in the modeling world? Like, because I know some toes get stepped on, some feelings gets hurt, and some attitudes flare up. So,
Mhm.
it sounds like a whole drama session.
Not too
Jerry's
many
running the
people like to be called a standard model
mm,
because, well, not too many people are called a standard model because I
okay.
would fit in that category. Either it's based on the spindle that they have, really, because if you're 6, you're not a size 6, but you're not a size 10, you fit into that small category that's called a standard model.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, there's a lot of models that fit in that. But they generally migrate them to being, if they're closer to the plus size, they will put some people, 7, 8, into the plus size category. But sometimes they'll put a
Whoa,
size, yes, you do.
whoa. A
Yeah,
7'8" is considered a plus size. So what is a
it
12 or
can be.
14?
Oh no, that's a
So,
plus size.
yeah, but
But
I'm just
see,
saying.
the thing
So,
about it is you have to look at some
mhm.
7/8s have curves. So that'll make you a different size.
Yeah, they are
Now,
thickalicious.
they very much are. And it's the curves that does it in for a lot of people, myself included. Sometimes I get excluded because it's like, them curves is not going to fit in this outfit. Uh, the waist, yes. Them curves, no. But just like with fashion, size changes too in the fashion world.
Uh-huh.
So that's
Okay.
why I say, depending on where you're at, the designers, and where we are in the fashion world, you could be a plus size, you can be a petite. They can move
Hmm.
petite to size 7 depending on their need. But the
Right.
curves is in.
Right.
Curves and plus size are in. And now I'm finding more they're starting to incorporate a lot of fashion shows where they're not excluding the petite models. Now petite can be a size 5'7", but
Mhm.
size 4 and under. Now there are some tall and skinny women and men. There
Yeah.
are. But
Yes.
we're speaking as in height wise, 5'4" and under. They're left out a lot. They're left out a lot. So a lot of times when you see castings, I don't care where you're going, you see 5'6", 5'7", 5'8" sometimes. I've gotten excluded for some because I'm not 5'9". I was like, well, I'm not that tall, so
Mm-hmm.
that's a miss one
Okay.
for you. But a lot of people
Understand.
don't get that mentality. It takes a lot to get there. It takes
Mm-hmm.
a lot to get there for people to understand that and know that you're not going to be for every designer. You're not going to be able to walk in everything going on. You're not going to be able to showcase everything because you literally do not fit what the designer had envisioned when they were doing this particular, they were creating this particular look.
Mm.
So, um, friendships are tested. Sometimes people's egos get involved. Sometimes on the runway, um, temperaments flare in the back. It That's why I say it's kind of cutthroat because sometimes you may come to a show and you may have left something,
Mm-hmm.
and you really find out that some people will not help you. I'm here just like you, and that's what's happening.
Okay. 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 So everybody for themselves. Okay. Good.
Sometimes that is the case, and then sometimes you have a great show where we
Mhm.
all work together.
Right.
If you missing a pair of shoes, or if your heel may have broken and you didn't have the color that's needed for you to continue to showcase that garment that the designer made for you, so you can walk down there. Sometimes somebody will give it to you. Sometimes we don't always have a makeup artist, and somebody there can do makeup, and they will help you out. Or
Mhm.
to say you need a particular, um, a lot of garments now really require you to have pasties or require some coverage, and you just may have lost one of your pasties. So you tend to get see the true sides of people,
Mm.
but it
Okay.
can break your career in modeling because sometimes being that into self can hurt you.
Mhm.
But you got to know that that's the case here. That's what you got to do, unfortunately.
Right.
Name
Right.
it.
Right. Okay. Mm. So you talked about building that portfolio. So um, I will say this:
Hmm.
we have photographers out there, but every photographer can't shoot a model. And I'm here to tell you, all photographers can't shoot a model. You know what I mean? So how does one pick out a photographer who can, shoot a model, build a portfolio, and build a what we call a extravagant comp card for the model to pitch to agencies and film directors and people of that stature.
Well, I've been talking to some of the models that I work with, and I always tell them whether it's your manager or not, whether it's you doing it yourself or agency, research the person that you're working with. See some of their previous work. Each one of
Hmm.
them should at least have an Instagram or website or a portfolio themselves of work they've done previously before, because you again need to know what type of model you want to do or what type of photography you want to do, what type of pictures you want to capture. If you're doing high fashion, you're not going to go to an urban photographer or a club photographer to do high fashion because they're not going to give you that look you're looking for. But that also comes with experience too. One of the best things to do whenever you're looking for a certain look, if it's one of them urban looks where you want to do promotion, go to one of the ones that set things up for magazines and promotion and advertising. If you want a high fashion, go to a high fashion photographer. Their pictures are set up differently, they shoot differently, and their whole approach is different.
Hmm.
You're you're going on the set. The studio is just like creating a movie. Every detail matters, from your
Hmm.
hair, from your makeup, down to your poses, because you have to also study your poses. high
Mm,
fashion poses, editorial poses, urban poses, and just for promotion poses. Each one is different, just like a boudoir is different.
mm,
Don't pose the same for everything. And that's
right.
something that I've noticed since I've been kind of coaching models as well, so that they understand that every pose is not for everything. We all get stuck in
Right.
the rut of our signature pose. I myself included have some signature poses that I go to, but I
Mhm.
take the time to study and learn others so I can continue to grow and improve.
Okay. Okay. Enough said. Enough said. So, with that being said, we're going to spill over into the film world. You
Okay.
know, so we're gonna talk about how does one get into the film world, the acting world, or the screenwriting world, or the script
Mhm.
writing. So when you first enter that world and you figure out what you want to do, as far as whether you want to be an actress or actor, or
Mhm.
screenwriter, script writer, or you want to be a costume designer for motion pictures, and so how do an actress or actor getting to that world? What's the process of building that portfolio for the film industry?
But one of just like with modeling, headshot is what seals the deal.
Okay.
If you're wanting to play the part of a mother, you get a look that can be seen as that. If you want to play um, a younger person, a college student, you present that look. So you have quite a few looks that you have
Mhm.
in your portfolio. You don't actually have a comp card for be going into becoming an actress or an
Right,
actor.
right,
You
right.
do set up various looks for different um, characters you would like to portray or be cast for. And then you
Mhm,
also would upload it into one place. You have an IMDb.
mhm,
That's one particular area. Then you have actors access is another spot that you can look into doing.
mhm.
And then one of the key things that a lot of them do ask, if you have or have not, either way, it doesn't matter. You can actually Google, YouTube, some different scripts so that you can create an actor's reel. That is very important. I learned
So,
that myself.
so
That
when you
that
say so Tasha, when you say actors reel, are we talking about the 180 reel? Or are we talking about the 360 reel?
it's not long at all.
No,
It's
but
not long at all.
which reel are we talking about though? When you first start out, are we talking about the 180 reel or the 360 reel?
Well, the 180, because a lot of them don't have a lot of history. They don't have a lot of anything starting
Mm-hmm.
out. So you're just recording 1 or 2 minutes, if that many, not even that long, 60 seconds of you talking, staging yourself. Not a lot of movement, is not a lot of props included in your actual actor's reel. This is you portraying a character, selling yourself as this particular person, or selling this particular scene, this emotion, and you want this that actual actor's reel is broken down into different things from your intro to the middle, which catches them to the end. In between that, you want to sell that you understand that character. If that character was trying to say that they got hurt, you want to show how you got into that, and then you want to grab the person in the middle and then still grab them at the end because you want to give them something to remember you, because they're going to get over 100 to 500 actors reel, and you want your reel to be that one that they're remembering. And then when they call you back, because that's the process, you send in your actors reel, your headshot for a character that you're looking for. After that, you make it a callback, and those are the best things to get.
Okay, okay,
Once you get
okay.
that callback, that's usually the director, um, and a few other different people, depending on what you're submitting for.
Okay, okay,
and
okay.
then they let you know from there.
All right, all right. So when it's a casting call, and based on your reel and your headshots and your bio,
Hmm.
and whether you have a actor's dialogue or actress dialogue, based on that, um, when you go to a casting and you have all the material,
Hmm.
so what type of castings fit you? Because I know you, and I know that you have different type of
Hmm.
different type of
Um,
about you, and you know you have a different type of tonality when it comes to certain type of things. And so what do you think fits you most as an actress?
um, Here lately, I've been casting for a mother, a sister, a aunt. I've also I've cast for a police officer, deputy. So I've been cast different ways across the board.
Hmm.
Um, and it's been very, very fun. I've been the bad guy, which was interesting. I've also been the almost a damsel in distress, and then I've also been one of the ones that people seem to remember me in. That um, is one of the things that I learned. The best lesson is making sure you stick to your values. That's why I say values matter, because you don't want to look back at anything you cast for and you actually produce and have any type of regrets. Do nothing that you regret in any part of the entertainment arena. Make sure that what you're producing is something you can be proud of. So I was a newscaster and I was a radio personality in another. So you just cast for different things.
Okay, okay. And so with that being said, what can before we move on to the music sector of the entertainment industry, so where can people find some of your work at as far as you being an actress?
Oh wow. Here lately, some of my work is showing up on Tubi, Netflix, Amazon Prime, which I have a movie that I'm in that's coming out November 1st. Um, you kind of have to keep a lot of stuff on the hush because of who they're working with. But the movie called Sugar Babies will be released November 1st. That's my most recent. That's coming out. I have a few other projects that are on YouTube as well. I have an international movie that we're waiting on the release because they're having to get all credits and everything. Space Babes from Outer Space that's coming out next year, based
Hmm.
on everything going on now. Um, that everything's a little slow over there because of COVID. COVID has slowed a lot of things down,
You're
even though
right.
the music and the movie industry, even modeling, seems to be ramping back up. We're still not doing things like we used to because COVID has modified a lot of things that we're doing, how we're doing things, and everything. So much has changed because of COVID.
You're right. You're right. And so, as I'm listening to you speak, I'm listening to you talking about the films that you're in, and you said the film's called Sugar Baby. Have mercy,
Mhm.
fixed it, Jesus,
Y'all gotta see it. So be on the
Sugar
lookout. That
Baby.
one's coming out on Tubi, um, and Amazon Prime November 1st. It's under
So,
Geechee One Films and Mavericks. So be on the
so
lookout for them. You can't
shout
really
out to
push it too hard.
shout out to
Felicia
Miss
Rivers.
Miss Felicia Rivers. Yeah, shout out to her.
Hmm.
With Felicia Rivers, you made it to the Big Mouth Media podcast, baby girl. You doing some big things, baby girl. And
Yes.
I see you.
Hmm.
I first learned to come to know who she was through her magazine, and this been some years ago. This will be some years ago. So now she's in the film and um
Hmm.
in the film business. So I see she doing some really really big things. So um
Just
what
recently
what
recorded another movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mama got a job.
Mama, I got a job. Have
Mama
mercy.
got a job, and I'm
You
the
know
mama.
every mama want to hear that. Um,
Yeah.
and then when they hear it, they gonna talk some trash behind it. By damn time.
Oh yeah, I talked some trash in that one. It's a
Mm-hmm.
comedy. So I like doing the comedies.
Mm-hmm.
Um I love doing the comedies because it's like I just wrapped that project up, and I have another
Mm-hmm.
project I'll be wrapping up soon. Blue
Mm-hmm.
Stars and Tears, that'll be wrapping up, which is under Felicia Rivers, that particular one. But Mama Got a Job is under Dust House Films. Um, Derek Holly is the producer of that one. But
Shout out to
the
Derek.
yeah, so we
Yeah.
got some great, um, gifted and talented directors here in the Carolinas. I gotta shout them out. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's good.
so many. It's so many that they don't even get the
The accolades they,
accolades.
yeah, right, right. And
They don't get them.
Carolina be overlooked a lot, but it's some dope talent in Carolina. Shout out to the Carolinas, man, both
Yeah, we're
South and
doing
North
some
Carolina.
things here. We're
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
some great things here. Now, I do
it's
want to say something for both modeling and acting. One of the things I do want to put a plug in about is people think it's so easy to just jump into those worlds. It's not. There is training that you need to do. There is exercises you need to do. There's help you
mm-hmm,
need to look at because how are you going to produce and sustain things if you're not taking care of your health? How are you going to
mm-hmm,
present your characters if you haven't been properly trained? Same as with modeling. How are you going to walk the runway? How are you going to pose if you're not doing things? So these two kind of go hand in hand. You got to do some training with each. I took some workshop, I took some training, and boy, I learned a lot that I needed to get better about so that I could present a better brand out there. And it made
mm-hmm.
me more marketable.
Right,
You
right,
are a
right, right,
brand, so just let me just dispel this because people think, oh, I'm not a brand. Your name and your face.
right, 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 right.
You are a
So,
brand.
so with that being said, we're gonna move over to the music sector. So she did it, got the key to your city.
Hey,
Like
I'm
people
trying, I'm
said,
trying, I'm trying.
she said, unlock the door, rock some more. So okay, let's hey, hey man, you on my podcast, so we on Big Mouth Media, and I'm gonna talk about it. You know what I mean?
I
Be-
know.
Being
It's all
being
good.
being that I'm the baby mama favorite radio host, so you know I gotta talk about it. You know what I mean? You shout out to the baby mamas,
The
and more
mamas,
mamas.
mamas, and the mamas, mamas.
That's right. That's right. Like Outkast said. That's right. And
That's
shout out you
exactly
too, Miss
right.
Jackson. So
Ooh,
so
we have fun on here, y'all.
right. So she Diddy, conditional, spoken word recording artist, singer, songwriter, vocal arranger. So let's talk about She Diddy and how that came about. And then once we talk about the name and the brand, we're gonna go to more of the sector of music that you make in the creation of that music and how you give that elevation to the masses from the epicness of your music. So let's talk about She Diddy and how she got the keys to the city.
Oh, well, basically, how I got my name is because um, really I got my hands involved in a lot of different areas in the entertainment world,
Uh-huh.
from modeling to acting to coaching, um, to kind of being near the engineers, messing with them. Hey, I like this. I don't think you should do that. Let's mix this. So arranging, playing instruments. Ooh, did I put a little secret out? Yes, I did. So yes, music is definitely been a part of my life since I've been little. I think music has been more a part of my life than modeling. I love to model, but music is what soothes the savage beast and that is a true statement. So She Diddy came from that. Actually, an artist by the name of Tito Gonzalez and I were in the studio while I was doing arranging a song, and that's what we came up with. Because he was like, it just fits the fact of you doing things, and when you do what you do it to your best, and you do it to best as a female, and you don't allow your gender to hold you. So that's how She Diddy came about, not allowing
So,
who I am to
mm,
restrict what I can and can't do in the box that people put me in. So that's how She Did It came. It's
okay,
a
okay. Yeah, then.
confidence.
Well, shout out to Mr. Tito Gonzalez, good friend of mine, man, and he always got something going on, man. So you know,
Yes.
y'all definitely get with him, man, because he do a lot for the youth as well, man.
Mhm.
We got the holiday season coming up, so we gonna definitely try to get back to the less fortunate, and him and Miss Reeves have a lot of different projects going on when it comes to working with the community, impacting the community, and getting with these local politicians to see what programs we have for the community and how we
Mhm.
can get funding for different events.
Right. We're
So,
gonna start doing stuff again. I'm still involved in this. Matter of fact, a few things will be coming out soon. We gotta um I'm working with Head to Toe. We're doing a trunk or treat on October 30th here and in Columbia, South Carolina at Extreme. It's a new place here in Columbia, Dutchwell Mall. So bring
uh,
the kids up from 10 to 4.
okay, 10 to 4. You heard it first. That's where I'm all at
Mhm.
screen. New
And we
in the
got
area.
other stuff that's
So,
coming out.
so
Christmas.
I know you got some other stuff coming. I was told because I'm always keep my ear to the street, so you already know what it is. But
You always be in the know. I swear I can't hide nothing from you.
I always be in the know, man. Man, do you know how my face card is in them streets, man? When it comes to entertainment business, man? Everybody and their mama know who I am, and their grandmama and their aunts, their cousins, their sisters,
Yeah, that's why
So,
them ladies be in your face. Mhm.
oh man, don't talk about that. We on the air, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that, man. I just try to keep them motivated, keep them elevated, keep them encouraged, and just tell them that they definitely are superstars. We was always born superstars, man. But we have to elevate that superstardom to the masses. That's all. That's all
Yeah,
it is. So,
you
So,
gotta.
but let's talk about your music and your songwriting ability and how you arrange those vocals to make those vocals come together as one.
Oh
Make those vocals sound like you've been doing it for the last 30 years. You know what I mean? Let's talk about you as an arranging and creating to get the sound that you want, that you're comfortable with. It's like a feeding frenzy. So your music feeds the masses. You know what I'm saying? So it's
thank
like
you.
if
Wow.
you want something to soothe your soul, then you just can't eat it one time. You got to keep eating buffet. So your music is feeding people. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
music is good for the soul, and so
Mhm.
something that's good for the soul makes us elevate to that next level, makes us elevate to that next destination we want to go to. So let's talk about what this means to you as an artist, and the emotional and the mental impact that writing those songs had on you after you heard what you have recorded.
Oh my gosh. Just, I mean, the process itself is is a journey, and from how I get the lyrics or even the songs, it's just really, it comes to me at the weirdest times. Like
Mhm.
it'll come in the shower, or it'll come while you drive, and different things would inspire it, or different things that happening in my life. And then it's like you just grab a pen or get myself on, oh, let me write this down because I like this. And just words come at different times in different ways. You'd be surprised what would kind of give you your spark to do something. And then when
Mm-hmm.
I sit down, I write it. I'm writing from the hook. I'm writing from the lyrics itself. And then when it's time, it's like I call the engineer and say, "Hey, I got something." He's like, "Oh Lord, what you got?" I said, "When can you get me in?" And we get in and we listen to music. And then for me, I'm gonna say this because my music is, if it don't touch my soul, then it's no need for me to even put my lyrics on it, because I want somebody to feel what I'm talking about. Because I got
So,
that, my music is literally a feel good type of thing. You're gonna feel good, you're gonna feel something, you're gonna
right.
connect in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Speaking of that engineer, inquiring minds wants to know who the engineer is, and talk about where you recorded, and talk about how you and the engineer have this connection. Because in the recording process, if you don't have a valid connection with the engineer or the producer, then something is going to be missing from the record. And so, talk about what that connection is like between you and your engineer.
Oh, my engineer is, he's the truth. His name is MOUFF. Royalty Production. We call it the Wood Room. Trust me. It's a dope setup. He has this big board, and you got a room. It's a wood room. When you come in there, you feel like you're at home. He makes you feel
Hmm.
comfortable in there. He's very professional. Is He takes his job very serious, because
Hmm.
having a good engineer is vital. Having that vibe and that connection, because it's important that you can trust the person that is mixing your music and making sure that the tracks you're choosing and the lyrics you're laying on it is in good hands. So when you get done, you have a product that you want to present, and you know that what you're wanting to do, it's going to be that way. Like your sounds are going to be crisp, your drops that are in there are going to be together, the hooks or the actual lyrics for the verses that you have laid down, that they are going to flow.
Hmm.
And we actually, when we're doing this process, I'm thinking of the extra sounds that I want to hear. I'm hearing this, and I don't always have to tell him, because we've been working together so well that he's like, I'm hearing this. Like, what you think? And sometimes he just do it, and it's like, wow, that's what I was trying to get. That's what I was hearing. That's that.
Hmm.
That's that sound I was hearing, or that's that feeling I want them to have. It's not
Hmm.
too much that he has to do. He really makes, it's like he's taking a good bowl. It's like a bowl of gumbo. I gotta say it like that.
Okay.
A bowl of
Okay.
gumbo.
Okay.
And you put in your you got the lyrics. You got the lyrics that you got. Then you putting your verses on top of it. So you breaking it down, your first verse, your second verse, and then you filling in your oohs and your ahs or your raps and whatever you're doing. Because I got a chance to practice doing that too, and that was fun. I'm not a rapper,
Right.
but hey,
Right.
I
Right.
have fun.
Right.
And
Right.
it's
Right.
like you
So.
putting everything in there, and that pot gets so good that you just
Mhm.
come in, and when he play it back, and um he put his little seasonings on top of what you got on there. So when you get done,
Mhm.
you getting that aroma, and he play it back after he done mixed and mastered, and it's like, oh, you want to eat it again. You taking that spoon, it's like, wait a minute, play it back again. It's an overwhelming feeling when you finally get to hear, you came in, you got on the mic, he's recording you, he's doing everything. And when you get done, he play it back. You're like, wow. Because I got to tell you, my first time ever hearing myself being played back, I was floored. I swear one of them tried to catch me on camera. I was like, no, you're not catching me today. Because
Mhm. Mhm.
my expression there was like, your eyes got big. I was like, wow, that's me. This is what I did. So you took what was in my head and what I put out verbally, and this is the product that you put and mix together. So the relationship between the artist and your engineer, that's vital. Those two are a marriage made in heaven or hell, because you can have a bad song, a bad engineer,
Yeah.
and
Right.
your stuff sound like trash.
Right.
And some
right.
people
So,
won't tell you it sounds like trash. You just let you, hey, yeah, yeah,
oh
yeah.
no,
And you talking about you behind your back.
not royalty productions or
No, no. He'll tell
Moof ain't
you
gonna let
in there.
you.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, he
He'll
ain't
tell
gonna
you.
let you leave. He ain't gonna let you leave his studio unless it's game tight. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
cause he don't want his name on nothing that don't sound to the part. You know what I mean? He got really high expectations for himself, and so
Mm-hmm.
whatever artist he's recording, he's gonna have high expectations for them as well. And so that's what I respect about him.
Mm-hmm.
And so
He'll tell you that. He'll tell you
right,
that.
right.
He's like,
And
I don't see no mess out.
since we got about 9 minutes left, let's really talk about how you feel about performing. Cause I hosted an event for you, and I seen you perform for the first time, and I appreciate you. Booking me as a host is much appreciated.
And you did a good job. Thank you so much. You
Thank
did a
you
real
as
good
well.
job.
So that performance was, I was like, okay. So she did it before. So, that performance allowed me to know that somebody in your family pushed you up in front of the church because you were so comfortable. So I can tell that you had been up in front of the church with the mic in your hand, and maybe you was directing the choir, or maybe you was singing a solo,
Mm-hmm.
or so
Mm-hmm.
I can tell that you was just that comfortable doing it. So it's not maybe it was your first time that we've seen you, or that we seen you do the inspirational spoken word,
Mm-hmm.
and the first time I heard you sing, but that was not your first time, on that microphone and controlling the crowd like you did. If
Okay.
that make any sense to you.
It does. Um, in all honesty, I have been in front. My mom really, really pushed me. She loved to hear. She before she passed, she always be like, "I want to sing something for me." So she made sure that that area that I love, she pushed it. She says, "I
Hmm.
see the spark in your eyes," so she pushed it. She
Hmm.
encouraged it. She was like,
Hmm.
"I just want to hear it. I want that feel good feeling." She's like, "I want to hear that sound. Give me that sound." She just never let you quit. So
Right.
yeah, I got my start in the church, then the choir at the school, then the performing choir, the band, and then it went on from there, from performing to quartet singing. And yeah, quartet singing is totally different than the other singing. It's interesting.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You better believe it. You better believe it. So I know all about that type of singing. So with that being said, when you in a quartet group, everybody got to know how to lead.
Hmm.
Everybody gonna do something. It ain't just one leader. Yeah, it may be one person that lead a lot of songs, but everybody got a song that they're gonna lead. So with that being said, that's being raised up in the church, man, gives you the best experience when it comes to, in my opinion, when it comes to music in general. It gives you the best experience, because you experience from people that actually read music, they know how to read notes,
Hmm.
you know, um, because a lot of people read sheet notes that's in the
Yep.
church. So
Hmm.
if you ask the youngest nowadays, do you know how to read a sheet note? They'll be lost. And so those are what you call real music heads that can read sheet notes. You know what I
And
mean?
see, the
So,
thing, that's one of the things that I think me and Mufi really connect on, as well as Tito, is because I not only can read it, I've performed sheet music myself.
mhm,
So knowing where you need to be, what you need to do, what instruments that should be here or what is needed,
mhm,
it you get an ear for it once you're in it because it makes you a different person. Um,
mhm,
but one of the things that I can say and is that when we come in the studio, because this is one of the things that Mufi said to me, he was like, "I don't always have to break your voice parts down. You break the voice parts down, and I record your parts." So he said, I'm one of the few artists that when you hear my songs, you will hear the voice parts of different levels from soprano, alto, and tenor, maybe even a baritone. And that's not the board. That is actually myself laying that down. So the 3-part harmony, that is on me. And that
Mm-hmm.
is very challenging.
Mm-hmm.
That in itself is very challenging. But I want to make sure that um, I'm giving you all of me. Every time that I hit that mic, I want to make sure that you hear that I value you and I appreciate you. And I want you to know that this is not just for me, it's for you. Because
So
music is very healing.
right. It's funny you say that. So for people who know about those octaves that you just named, as far as the soprano, the alto, the tenor, the baritone, or the soprano, the alto, the tenor, the baritone, and the bass.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I can't get
this
that low.
this means this means two things. This means that you've been around a piano player, or you've
Mm-hmm.
been around some great choir directors. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
I've had some
so
great ones.
when you have that ear where you've been around a lot of great choir directors or a lot of great pianists, people that play the rhythm, the lead, and the bass guitar. You know what I mean? So when you're in the studio with an engineer, you can actually be like, well, this needs to go over here, but move this over here, and
Mm-hmm.
just have the 808 percussion come and meet them where they at, and then it comes all together. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
so
And so it's fun. It's it's like putting a puzzle together. And when you're done, you get to hear it and the product is so amazing. So
hmm
I'm excited about my new project that's going to be releasing next month called The Journey. Um, Composed, arranged by myself. This is my first because I'm usually doing it for other people. So this is
so what?
this has been a
So
journey.
what's the release party gonna be at?
The release party is going to be at 6729 Two Notch Road in Columbia, South Carolina.
And what?
It's going to be the weekend of Thanksgiving. It's on that Sunday, November 28th. It's going to start at 5 o'clock. We're going to have food and some other things. I don't want to give everything away, but
Who's the
we definitely
who's
will
the
have a
host?
good time.
Who's the host?
I will announce that soon.
Okay, pretty sure. Yes, yes. So you heard it, man. She's gonna have the release party, and we're gonna have a good time like we did last time. And um, I had a great time, and it was people there from every sector of life. It was people there, from the hood, people there from corporate America, people there from the church, people there from the education sector, from the sports arena. It was people there from every sector, man, and we all had a good time, and you know as T Pain said, we toast to the good life.
Yeah, and
Remember
we
Kanye
actually
said
did. I
toast
introduced
to
a
the good life.
new wine.
Right, right, right. And so she's going to introduce that at the release party as well.
Yes, I have a new
And
one.
so, and she's going to have that on deck as well. So we can do what we call sip and listen. So we can sip while we're listening to some great grooves. You know what I mean? So
In
I'm
this
very
case, we're going to sip and vibe.
okay. Okay, we can sip and vibe, sip and listen, however you want to put it. We still gonna toast to the good life. You know what I mean?
That's
So.
exactly right.
So, I want to thank her for coming on and chopping up with your boy Jacob Tunez, man. It's been a pleasure to really understand the modeling, the acting world, and the music business. And we talked about something that I've never talked about on any show. We talked about street music. That actually took me back in the day when I used to sit up there in the front on the church pews, and
Ooh.
and when my grandma used to say, "You sit right here, don't you move."
Oh
Yeah,
Lord, don't even talk about that.
yeah,
What about that
yeah,
look?
yeah, yeah. Them days. So, she really took me back with, standing beside the piano player or when the choir director singing you out and said, you sit right here. And I want you to tell me who off key. I want you to listen to the soprano, listen to the altos, listen to the bass, listen to the tenors,
Hmm.
listen to the baritone. I want you to listen to all of them and
Hmm.
point out what's off. So,
Right.
she took me back and I definitely appreciate her, man. So, but I want her to give her shout outs and tell people where they can go find you at, and how they can connect with you if they want to collab, they want to do a feature, or they want to book you for the host event as well.
Okay, well, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's been amazing, and it was fun to kind of go down the timeline of the things I've been through. So to find me, you can find me on social media. My Instagram is LaTasha's Journey 01 underscore X01. I'm on Instagram. I have a website, so you can look it up under that too. LaTasha's Journey .com. I'm out there on the I got a website now. So you can book me on there. I have an email. You can send them to me as well. LaTasha LaTasha CREAVEA, that's V like Victor EA at gmail.com. And you can send details for booking as well. You can reach me on all social medias again. Um, you can find me, She Diddy the artist, on Instagram as well. If you want to see some of the upcoming events I have a Facebook page as well. So that's She Diddy artist. So everything is under that, as well as Lady John Ray. If you're looking for me on any of those particular things, you look up my name and you'll find me. If you can't find me that way, look up LaTasha Reaves, Reaves on Facebook. Inbox me, and they think I'm a robot, but I do respond. I really do,
Hmm.
because I
Okay,
appreciate you.
no doubt, no doubt. So man, we're gonna get out of here, and we're gonna tell y'all the weekend coming up. Need you to stay motivated, elevated, be encouraged, and don't forget to inspire somebody else. Peace, blessings, and love. This is Jacob Tunes with the lovely LaTasha Reaves. Later.
Bye.